how you managed to expand facilities. We saw lots of coverage of the new hospitals. I was interested at the other end of the spectrum, that how to increase medical care for people who are unwell but not very sick. And I believed you have used sports facilities. And how has that worked? We have something to learn from that.
Well, I suppose that's a method to separate the infected people and the not healthy people. That's the main reason. So because at that time, I mean, in Wuhan, that's just mixed. So it's actually totally loss of control, because quite a lot of number of the medical staff get infected. So that's a big problem. So at that time, that's also the infected people just stay at home. That's infect their family. So the first priority is to separate, to distinguish that from. So that's where those patients, huge patients, can go. So that's just set up some simple hospital or ward to ask them to stay there. So to isolate the not healthy person. That's the main reason.
Okay. I was just trying to understand why they had to be there and not at home. Was it because they would just infect many more family members at home with big families?
Yes, that's right. Okay. Definitely yes.
Okay, because I think there were a lot of question marks at the beginning when the Wuhan was shut down, whether this was a good thing to do, but it seems clear that it had a very significant impact. Is that how everyone feels?
Oh yes. I think that definitely is a good procedure. I mean, the government have been taken. I mean, the expert committee announced there's definitely human to human transmission, and also a lot of medical staff being infected. That's a very serious situation. So based on that, I think the third day of the that was I remember that's 23rd. So the central had to take the
23rd of January.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Strong action. So the very strong action, the so-called early quarantine, as I should say, quarantine by themselves in the whole country, and then.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's very important. Those isolation, really important step.
Yes.
So the prevalence, the incidence of disease declining very fast. That seems declining very fast. I suppose in other countries should be doing something like that.
They have in Italy. I think it may be difficult in big cities in Europe to achieve anything like was achieved in China. I don't know how possible that will be, but at least we have the information to show us.
I suppose I think that's the only way, because we don't have a very targeting medication available for this kind of new kind of virus. So probably that's the oldest way and the most efficient to prevent them from further spreading.
Yes. How would you change your plans if this happens again in 2 years, 5 years?
Well, I think it's an issue for the world, for not only China. So this century, there are 3 events of coronavirus infection. Yes. So once people found some clue of the coronavirus infection, so actually this event had actually first discovered is that so it was 26th December. So 3 members in one family got infected, the same symptom. At that time, should be very much aware, but we didn't know what virus it is. But if it is coronavirus, I mean later on, the next few years, once this infection happened, people should be very aware. The second thing is so really important to control this to stop this spreading in the early beginning, in the upstream. So that's why we suppose early detection and early isolation is most important.
Yes.
And the third is we should have more research looking at the overreaction and immune response of this kind of disease, and also in the which is a very high. Once the patients get deteriorate into serious ill, the survival rate is pretty low because of some pathophysiology characters, which is different from ARDS, from usual ARDS, like the pneumonia or some others, ARDS. Because ARDS, the main, will be alveolar or interstitial tissue will be very much involved. But in this kind of disease, not only alveolar, but also small bronchiola involved, huge mucus. That's why causing that difficult to withdraw the ventilator and also difficult to give ventilation.
Yes.